and I didn't get your permission. Hi, everyone.
Like I have black on this. Hi.
What's that?
I said I look like I have black on this
No,
screen.
I think it's it's monitor or whatever. Hi, everyone. Welcome into Women Unscripted. It's about time. When was the last time we did Women Unscripted?
Way
It's been
too long
ages.
ago.
A long time for a number of reasons, and we're not going to go there, but today we're back, the first one for 2022. I am one of your hosts, Barbara Marvell Kelly. Thanks for joining us. To my right is Tinkerbella, Mother Halisa, oh, and also Helena Trengata. Welcome back, our regular and another honored Women Unscripted is Marianne, and Marianne is also taking a lot of pictures. You were just saying in our open.
She is our best photographer.
Oh my gosh, absolutely! And if you ever see what you do in the area, on the beaches, the sunrises, the sunsets, those are all complimentary of Marianne.
And that's why she has a tan, boys and girls.
I know. I was going to say, geez,
and
no
we
wonder.
look like we're like washed out.
A little bit of makeup helps, right? So anyway, today we're it's a good day today. We have a friend that we're going to honor, and you're going to see some pictures. You're going to see us do a little voiceover on some videos because we are Women Unscripted. And Marcella Zinner passed this week, and I know she's been your very, very best friend for many, many years, and Marianne and I have known her long enough to love her, and that only took what, Marianne? One dinner?
Yes.
One dinner.
That's the way
One dinner, one dance.
I know, and oh my, we have really had some fun. I'm going to go ahead and ask Rob to just put up some pictures that we gave you, and we can do some voiceovers. And I don't know if any of these you've taken. I think some of them you have. So
Yes, I took that one.
now that was down at Bon Appetit, wasn't it?
Yes, that was a Christmas.
That was
Yeah.
our Christmas
Luncheon.
things.
Yeah.
And Marce is the one in the purple in every picture, I think.
Yep.
And,
Everyone.
you didn't actually recognize her, and so she's just our angel. She's now an angel in heaven, but she was an angel. I mean, just look at that picture. You know she was
Gorgeous.
an angel here on earth.
You can feel the love that exudes from that woman, I tell you. And
Now,
this was
okay,
good.
so this one I took. This is at Leo's Italian Grill in Palm Harbor, and the girls are practicing to be
Rockettes.
Rockettes.
That's what you said. We didn't even know that we were. It's you sneaky taking those. Oh, but it gets better. I love this hat, Marcella's hat as well.
I think Tina had that made for her. Tina is her daughter, and
There's Marce, Sharon Kessler at the top there, and Miss Thing here, Helena, and Farron and Marianne. Always taking pictures at these events, and it just goes to show one of the reasons why we do this show of Women Unscripted, because we totally are. When we go out, we have a good time.
Yes,
And
we do.
there's Marce and Charlie.
Charlie is her husband. They were definitely soulmates, and we just need to give Charlie accolades, I believe, because he was her caregiver for over 2 years, and the love that they have between the two of them was just really special. And not that he was perfect, not that Marce was perfect, because none of us are when we're here on this plane, right? But we were lucky enough to spend a lot of time with them, and it was endearing.
Exactly. Now, I believe this is her daughter.
Tina is on the right, obviously, and then Jordan, the apple of Marcella's eye, is her only grandson.
Aww.
And he just graduated college. And some of you, I may have told this too, somebody said, did she make it to his graduation, because she was really pretty sick by then? And I said she would have gone to his graduation had she had to go by ambulance, because that's how important it was for her to be there. And she had to be in a wheelchair, but she was there.
Oh, that's wonderful. There's another picture of you girls.
Making faces.
These are such great pictures. Did you send that to me? Was that one you sent, or did I grab that somewhere? I think I grabbed that somewhere.
It's like we've got the same one, just different
Different angle.
poses of it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I love this one.
Oh,
Who handed that to her? Somebody handed. Is that a card?
I don't know.
But she is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
And that smile.
I know.
That smile just lights up a room.
I know.
Oh, purple rose.
And if you didn't know, she was a purple queen. That's what Charlie called her, and she definitely wore purple everywhere she was. Marianne said she saw one picture of her that she wasn't in purple, but.
There we are on the dance floor.
And who was that leading the group? Miss Barbara.
That was the night. That was the night.
That's what I thought it was.
That
yeah.
was the night. I love this picture of Marce.
That's beautiful.
I love that. And that was, when was that? It was so vintage.
That was Charlie's picture, so I don't know exactly when it was taken, but it was quite some time ago.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, my gosh.
Here,
One,
here we're
two,
showing
three.
our
You
lack
talk.
of dance skills.
Oh my goodness. We didn't even know.
You know what? We were at a party. I think we were in the back room there.
That was Joe's birthday party.
So I think that not everybody got to see our lack of dance skills.
Our lack of. Oh my goodness.
But it was fun. And that, when we talked about doing this show today, we talked about how it's not just about Marce. And look at that laugh. Look at that laugh. She was happy.
They were
happy there. And I don't even know what we were singing, but she was. When we were all off key, I think Cher.
Maybe it's a good reason why we're not listening.
She could hold a tune, but the rest of us couldn't. And you know what? It didn't matter because we were just all having a good time.
And let me just say, nobody really drinks, so this is the real
Oh yeah, we were pretty sober chicks, Marcella had her wine.
That was a lot of fun. And that one I took, and the one with did I take that or did you? No, you took the one of us dancing,
Yes.
doing the high kicks or sort of high kicks as far as we could go anyway. And then I took
And
the one.
not worry about falling on our behinds.
Exactly. But we wanted to share that with you guys because you know what? Every day is a gift for all of us. And one of the reasons why we did this with one of our other friends in the past too, Joanne. And I thought, it's nice to be able to have this platform. And we want to give you some inspiration and motivation because I tell you, there's nothing like friendship. And when you have friends to really talk to and help one another, it makes a big difference. And
So I think that's what we really want to have the message of this show be, is the fact that we get to choose each other.
Yes.
And we have chosen so well. We have chosen people who are no longer here. We still have friends that we get to choose to be with. And they're fun, they're uplifting. They're the person that you can call and cry with. Marianne has been so good to me since this all happened. She's like, if you want to come over, you want to talk, I'm here.
You can cry, scream, laugh, jump up and down.
And Barb's checked in every day, and I'm just telling you that we are blessed. We're so blessed to have had these friends that we've lost, because we lost some really powerful women in our group, some wonderful angels.
And now they're working on the other side.
And they're supporting us and helping us get through our everyday stuff. And I know Marcella's here. I didn't want to cry, but okay. I am so grateful because I have chosen these women who can be silly with me. They can be serious with me. They can cry with me. They've taught me. We've grown together.
Yes.
And it's just precious. It's other than my children and my husband, they are the most precious thing in the world to me.
Well, Helena, you need to tell them your first Marcella story.
I want to hear too.
My first one was at Unity.
The one just from last Monday.
Oh, so last Monday, I had placed an order to pick up at Walmart, and I had ordered tulips, and I've ordered tulips from them before, and they haven't been in stock, and so I just went to get my order, and I knew in my heart that Marcella had left the planet, even though I hadn't been informed of this. So my pickup was between 9 and 10 o'clock. So I got there a little bit before 10, and I picked up the stuff. They just put it in my trunk, and so I just went on home. And before I got home, I got a note from Charlie, and she had passed, and I don't have time of death. But when I got home, I told Joe, and it took a little bit of time to work through enough to even get to put away my groceries, and I just kind of laid the tulips over in the chair. I go back to get the tulips, and there's a head of a tulip on the floor. And it's white, and it has purple variegation in it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know. I see you, Marce.
And the rest of them were purple?
And I opened it up, and that didn't come from that package. Somehow it just got dropped in that package
There you
somehow,
go.
and the rest of the tulips were purple.
Dark purple.
Dark purple. They have no chance. You have no option to
No.
order a color.
No, no.
And I put them in a vase, and I talked to them. You guys are all going to think I'm nuts when this is all over.
No, no.
I talked to those tulips. I knew they were from Marce. I knew that she was there with me. And now as the tulips have started to wane away, you know, I get little petals. 2 almost every morning. I get 2 on the floor. And I pick them up, and I kiss them.
I would do the same
Before
thing.
I throw them away, and I say,
think that's neat.
I see you, Marce. I know you're here, and I do know she's here. She's here right now, right now.
Yes.
And that's why we all have purple
Yes,
on. For our
absolutely.
buddy, Marce, our angel.
Exactly. And, you know, the thing is that Marce was a gal that, well, I met her through you with our events over at Leo's, where we get a little out of control, but still pretty tasteful, right?
Oh, we're not falling on the floor. Oh, she did.
I survived, though.
Or pole dancing, as we know.
So bad.
Again, they were all sober.
I'm really, you and I are really good, but we don't know.
Can't take me anywhere, right? But I'm glad that you share these stories, and it's such with love. And I knew that you were up one morning close to that time, and I thought, okay, well, let's, I want to see how she's doing and stuff like that. And right in the middle of our text, up pops an angel emoji with a halo.
Oh, wow.
I did not do that. I told you that.
I figured she had just put it on there.
No, and you didn't notice that, and I did, and I'm going, how did that get on there? I go, okay, Marce. And there'll be more like that. Because when you care about someone, when you love someone, how many of you had those different supernatural things? My husband and I were talking about that yesterday morning when, did I ever tell you the story about the grapes that fell in the kitchen? I was in the middle of the night just bawling my eyes out about my mom.
Oh.
And she was still alive, but I just didn't know what to do to help her. And anyway, so I had this kind of a church window up on the soffit with grapes. I had the bistro and the Italian kind of decor, and I was in the computer room, and all of a sudden I heard something. The grapes, which was a big bunch of grapes, were sitting on there, and they were sitting back because I didn't want them to fall, and it startled one of the dogs or something, so I go over there, and this little plaque that I had, a little stand-up plaque, was right next to the grapes, and it was, I forget what the verse is, John, I believe, the book of John, and I forget the verse, but it said, I am the vine and you are the branches. And I just know, I know what that meant. And so those little things happen, and when you're a believer and you can just feel that, and it helps us get through that, and that's what friendship is all about. I mean, whether you're calling one another and just sharing things that you may have in common, and talking about husbands, talking about anything, talking about granny panties. Let me tell you, that's a whole discussion in itself. And we've had laughs about that, and when you go back and dig up all these different stories and all, it continues to keep our friends and our family and our loved ones, all of our loved ones, alive in our hearts, because they never go. And love is just the way it is.
It gives us all the memories, and
I
the
know.
memories bring us happiness.
Exactly.
And in this time, especially right now, this week, when we think about all these things that we've done with Marcella, and shared with her, last Thursday, a week ago, I had gone to Leo's. It was Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm sorry, and I got Zappoli's, and she loves Zappoli's. They're Italian fried dough. And so I actually went to see her that Thursday, And I said to her, I said, I got Cipolle's and I ate them for you. And she smiled, she smiled. And it was just such a wonderful smile to see her smile. And it's just, we have these memories. And that's what keeps us going, if for any of our loved ones that are gone.
And Marianne, one thing that you do is you capture those memories. And that is a blessing that you help with us, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have all these
pictures that we
great
have, thanks to
pictures. Because you know what? Once a moment it's gone. But you capture those wonderful moments, and you capture them in such a way that it's very organic, if you will, including the couple of the ones that you took today.
I was going to say I got some today. It's not me. I'm looking through God's eyes,
Yeah,
and so
you are.
I just do what makes me happy, and it ends up being something really nice, and I share, and then when I share, it makes other people happy, and it just brings me more joy. That's why I do it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that both of you guys could come today. Otherwise, it would have been my own self share.
And she could do it all by herself.
Well.
We have no doubt. We have no doubt. But I will say that after when we knew that Marce was in hospice and we knew that she wasn't going to get better, I started putting together picture collages, and some of them are with Marce, and some of them are just purple flowers, and many of them are photos that you had shared, and pictures that I had taken when we go out to eat. And for me, that warmed my heart. It kept me from the sadness, and I've never done that for anybody else like that. It's never... And just every day I would post some pictures, and I just called it, the album was just for Marce. And for me, it's kept me more emotionally stable. And
that's what you were doing for yourself and for Marce, exactly, and for the rest of us.
I was going to say that for
you too. And every time I'd see all the purple, I knew what it was for, and that's why we're all wearing purple today. We didn't even plan this, really. We're just doing this to honor Marce, and
right.
and the color purple, and isn't that the color of the crown chakra?
Crown chakra.
And Purple Heart for good service and standing for miracles and all kinds of good things.
Marcella is going to be have a celebration of life on her birthday. It just so happened that her birthday is February 17th, and they're going to have the celebration of life on that day, and it's also National Kindness Day.
You told me that before.
And
yeah.
I was like, how appropriate, because I don't think of, all of us like to be kind, right? We like to be kind. Not maybe sometimes we're not as kind as we'd like, but Marce was always kind. I don't remember Marce not being kind ever.
And how long have you known her?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
And when you're asking how I met her at Unity Clearwater. I went in. I was not in a good place in my life, and I met her that day. And before we finished our conversation, I said, "You are meant to be here today for me because you are my angel." So for me to call her an angel now, it's not anything I haven't called her my whole time of knowing her. And so we were both single at the time, and we were very active in the church at Unity. And we had a singles group. And Marcella and I taught, which was like amazing. Through that, I had a dating service, and we taught Marianne Williamson's Return to Love way back when.
Wow.
So that's how long ago I fell in love with Marianne Williamson and what her teachings were, and Marce and I co-taught it. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You probably have a whole lot more stories that you can share. Well, maybe some that you can't, but I mean, but 30 years, and now did she stand up in your wedding? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
26 years ago.
Aren't you fortunate to have a friend that?
We were at her and Charlie's wedding. I didn't stand up for her. I think Tina stood up for her.
Uh-huh.
But we were there. We were still living in Pennsylvania when she got married, but we came down for the wedding.
That is so neat. To have a friendship that long,
Yeah.
and just flow through the transition, and not that it's such an easy flow, but
And I was going to say, this last few years that she's been sick, it's been really hard on her, and I'm sure on her family, hard on me as her friend to see her not feeling well. But she could always see the light. She could always be the light, you know. And at the very end, and some of those, I saw her at ICU before I saw her in hospice, and she had had a stroke, and she had this crooked little smile, and she wasn't able to say much, but she would smile. So, and I've told this story to other people, but she had broken her leg before she went in, and I don't want to go into all the detail, but her leg fell off the bed, and her toes are purple, just like she just had a pedicure like 2 days ago, but she didn't, I don't think. I don't know who had come in and painted her toes, if that was the case. So she has one leg off the bed, it's purple, and I'm thinking, I think that's a leg she broke, but I don't want to like take all the covers off, and I'm not going to touch her broken leg, right? And then I was like, I'll just let it stay there. And then a few minutes later, the pillow falls off the floor, and the other foot came off the bed, and I was like, she's going to slide right out of this bed. But before I called the nurse, I took a picture of her toes, and I said to her, I know you would kill me if I took a picture of you, but I took a picture of your purple toes, and I sent it to Charlie, and she got the biggest smile on her face.
See, isn't that wonderful?
And then he wrote back, she's my purple queen, and I told her that, and she got the biggest smile I got all day was that one. And Charlie said, she's my purple queen. And then somewhere in that, don't worry, I got somebody in to get her straightened up in bed. So she didn't fall out of bed. But anyway, so we had a conversation about her toes that day, and a laugh. You know, she didn't really laugh, but she had a big old smile. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I have so many wonderful memories, and I'm the person who probably really didn't want to go to the hospital or go to the hospice, or, you know, I'm the one probably, because of past experiences, I had not wanted to do that. But in this case, it was joyful for me. It was joyful.
That's right.
That I got to be there and see her, and other little things, like watching Tina with her, watching Charlie stroke her hair. It was memories that I am so glad I have.
I'm glad that you went, and I'm glad that you've been her friend. And as you know, we do the prayer of Jabez. You were an appointment for each other, and that is so clear. And especially when you have a friend that long. I mean, not everybody does. I know we will.
I have friends up north that I've been friends with a long time, but it's not the same.
No.
You know, it's not the same.
No,
For one thing, Marcella and I started off with the unity belief system. You know what I'm talking about. You know, we're so we started off. I have friends that don't believe that now, even though, you know, I've changed, they haven't. You know, we all have those friends that, you know, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying this is, you know. So we had that in common, and she was such a reader. I don't know if you know this, she owned a bookstore.
That's what you said.
A long time ago down in Clearwater, right on 19. And she had classes there, and I remember meeting people there. It was really interesting people. Some people that I still know today. Cher was saying the other day, before she knew who Marcella was, she had people in from out of town. Cher, as you know, is our amazing woman who's often in one of these seats, but she's not actually feeling real well today. So, Cher.
We love you and miss you, Cher Bear.
But she said
Next
that
month.
Marcella was reading at the Purple Moon, and she and Charlie and this couple from out of state all went there and had readings with Marcella, but she didn't know who Marcella was before that.
Really?
Yeah, and so it was like when she met Marcella, she was like, "You're the one to do my reading." So she didn't put that together, you know, right away, and so she was sharing that with me the other day. So Marcella was very much into education and learning and classes, and she went much further than I did in all of that, and she loved to read. She loved to read, and she, like I said, she owned a bookstore, so it's not like she didn't take her passion, just buy right into it. She could buy anything she wanted, read anything she wanted to there.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's really
neat. And that's
neat.
when she met Charlie, is when she had the bookstore, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, she was a psychic, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For how long? Since you knew
Pretty
her?
much ever since I've known her.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all psychics.
We are.
We just have stepped into it possibly, or we haven't named it. but I believe that we all are. So I don't think she named it real 30 years ago, but somewhere I would say, within that first 5 years, she named it. She did intuitive career coaching. That was probably, and since I posted all those things on Facebook, I've got dozens of people who I didn't know knew her.
That's what you said the other day.
Who say things like, she touched my life. She was really magical in my life. Because of her, I met other people. Because of, they were like just, how many of us can believe that when we pass, we will have that many people who say that we contributed to their lives? I don't have that many people. I don't. But Marce did.
But you know why she had that? Because of her kindness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can remember, I don't remember exactly when I met her, but I don't know if it was through Amazing Women or if it was while we were out. But, we kind of bonded right away, and she just really enjoyed looking at my pictures all the time. And she would, talk to me when we were in person, but she would message me, and she would just be so grateful because they just made her day brighter, because she couldn't go out there and do what I was doing, so I was bringing it to her. And, that just, again, makes me feel really good about what I like to do.
Random acts of kindness.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. That's another reason why we do this show with the Women Unscripted. We've just had some crazy shows. We laugh, we cry together, and this is the best way to use it as a platform to help anybody out there, to inspire you, to help you have a better hour in your day. If after the show you can take at least one little thing from us, even if it's seeing the bonding of how, now, the last time we did a Women Unscripted show was forever ago. It was way before the...
No, I thought we did one last year, at least one or two last year.
Oh, we did some last year, but with, all the happiness that's been going on around the world and everything, when we just couldn't, never mind. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. We just want to put that behind us, keep moving forward. We usually, if you're tuning in for the first time, we are actually here in our fairly new studio at
Isn't
the
it
Gulfview
gorgeous?
Square Mall.
Beautiful.
It's so fabulous
John
here.
does such a wonderful job with the studio.
I know.
And we were talking today when we got here about how versatile it is. He just took some, he said, "You like these chairs?" And I was like, "Not so much, because they're for tall people and I'm short." So he moved these right in. And
These are not for tall people.
no, the ones we had.
Oh, the
tall
other one.
stools, and I have to cheese on the edge.
But these are for short people. Look at, we touched the floor.
So
I
he
have one at
changed
home.
them. He changed them out for us.
Exactly.
And he was saying how, I'm just saying, John is he offers shows to all people. And so if you're interested in doing a show about I have a friend that does the Bobby White Foundation show.
Oh, yeah, Tammy.
He does some realtor shows, real estate shows. I don't know what all he does. He does that Nerd Talk show, which is
he's got a
way too nerdy for me.
gaming show right in the mall, a few doors down. So if you're into games or know anybody that's into games, and we're not asked to do this little pitch for the studio,
But we love John.
But we love John. We love the whole crew.
And
It's
Rob
a
and
family
Dylan
business, and
yeah.
Rob, and they do such a great job in production. We have done over. You didn't know this? We have approached over 200 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how much Barb can talk.
That was good. I gotta say, that was pretty good. but there's a purpose in all this, and we do have guests in the shows, and we switch around our Women Unscripted. I would love to have a live studio, and that just might be coming, because I have a whole congregation that just might be open to. So can you imagine a show at the congregation with a church, inside a church with a bunch of women? I'm all about that. That
Not a
would be
women's
fun.
group.
I think it would be very loud.
It would be. Well, we get kind of loud here, especially when we have more than three of us.
Well, today is not a really loud subject. It's just...
No, but it is in honor of Marce, and talk about loud. Well, we couldn't play because of the Facebook rules, but when this one and Cher and Marce were singing. Oh, were they loud? They were loud.
I told them
It
it
was
wasn't
so-
necessarily on tune.
I loved that. It was beautiful. It really
We
was.
just were having a good time.
Having a good time, and you weren't
You
even
know,
drunk.
that's the way I feel. And I know I can't sing, so that's not a thing. But I believe that when you're having fun, it doesn't matter what you look like. I mean, as long as you have clothes on, you know, that type of thing, if that's your thing. But, you know, that's the way I feel about dancing. When I want to dance, I don't really care how I look.
Exactly.
We know Marcella didn't care either.
Oh my goodness, I think everybody, you know what, when you get to be a certain age sometimes, I think you just are not inhibited anymore. You know,
I think that age gives you permission.
You know what,
to
I think so too.
Whatever I want to do.
I think
it's
so
just
too.
Fine.
Yeah.
Have you got there yet?
Yes.
You're that old?
Well, no,
I mean, have you given yourself permission?
Oh, absolutely. And now that I can dance again,
That's
do
right.
whatever I want when I want.
Can I say what
Yeah.
Marianne had 2 knee replacements, and I am so proud of this gal because she's out there getting her steps in, getting more steps in. You are being the most proactive and accountable patient. God bless you for
I
that.
went through a lot to get to where I am today.
Oh my! I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to my friends, my tribe, that helped take care of me.
That's right.
You know, Helena brought me lunch a few times, and Farron would come and sit with me every Monday, and we'd have like Disney Day, and you know, there was just everybody
Karen.
was there. Yeah, Karen was there for a while. I had a friend that Nina, that moved in for like 3-4 weeks.
How long?
And let's give Tracy credit, too.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't.
You were
do
saying
it.
that to me this morning.
Who's her partner in life, and,
Yeah.
you know, he was there. So we love our guides, too. Don't get us wrong.
I could have never survived without Tracy and everything he did for me, and never complained one time.
See.
So now anytime he wants to dance, I said, come on, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, because you would be the one taking the pictures at Leo's.
Yeah.
Very religiously taking pictures of all of us having a good time. The poor soul, she couldn't because of her knees and
Yeah.
all this, that. Now you can dance. Now you can walk the beaches and do what you love. That's so
And
beautiful.
last week was the second time that I walked the beach, and I actually did like 1.2 miles, and it brought me
Over
up.
6,000 steps,
Yeah,
I saw.
that was
Wow.
just in the morning. But that day I did just about 10,000 steps, which is a lot for me considering I used to only do like 1,000 or 1,200 because all I used to do was swim. I couldn't walk, so I swam.
No, but when she took her pictures, she would back her vehicle up to the beach, and she would sit in the back of the vehicle and take pictures of the beach.
Still take 'em.
So she didn't
Yeah.
have to walk, but now she
Yeah.
can.
Now
and
I
that's,
can, and that's what I do.
that's-
You must
look at her eyes. Look
I
how-
was just going to say, you must have like a whole new appreciation for life.
Well, you know, I do, and what's really cool about it is that people look at me and they look at me and it's like, you're not the same person as you were. And I said, no, I'm not. This is the first time in probably 5 years that I've not had pain in my knees, you know, and not been able to move, you know. I mean, like, I can do whatever I want, you know.
You want to get up and do a few dance
No.
steps? we can
How about the peppermint twist?
I can do the can.
We can hum for you. We can hum for you. We can do it
But
like chair aerobics.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
mean, it's just, you know, I'm just so grateful, and I'm so grateful to God and the doctors and all the medical people and my physical therapy people. I mean, and I've just decided, and I decided before COVID that 2021 was going to be my year for healing, and I didn't let anything get in my way.
Good
All
for you.
right.
That's called committed.
And
Good for
so
you.
I had January of 21 was my right knee, and May of 21 was my left knee.
Boy, that's really jumping in.
And so, you know, I've been doing my best to stay active, and each day I'm doing a little bit more, you know, and so I've just committed to myself. I think this morning I was talking to somebody and I said, I'm going to try every day to do at least 5,000 steps,
Good for
which is
you.
a lot for me. You know, it's a beginning, you know, and you know, between walking and swimming, I'm going to get myself back to where I was.
Yeah, you will. You definitely will because you're possessed with it. And that's a good thing.
I just feel so blessed because I missed so much of things. You know, I missed,
Yeah.
but now I'm, you know, it's like even when I go see my grandkids or they come down here, it's like, Mom, you can walk. You can cook us food. You know?
And miracles are surrounding us. I
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just to be able to do things that, even dust furniture.
I know.
I mean, that's a chore, but I can do that now.
You know, it's funny. We take those things for granted when we're healthy. I only had a taste of it when you all witnessed my little performance on the dance floor. You didn't get a film of that,
No,
did
we
you?
didn't.
Thank you. But I had just a taste of that when I couldn't do anything because I was bound to the walker for 3 weeks, and then went slowly it healed. My knee healed, and it was like a whole new, oh my gosh. And I still had to be very careful. I was off the walker, but I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So when I could, it's like, oh my God, I can do this now. I can do this. Thank you, Jesus.
Because
Thank
you had the mindset for
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I've tried, through the years to do different things, and it just wouldn't work. And that's
Right.
why I said, in 2021, it's going to be my year to do it.
Yeah.
And I committed to that.
Yes.
I had to lose weight before my surgeries, and that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't easy. And then the surgeries themselves, and, I can remember after the first surgery going home, I still couldn't walk up the steps. I was scared to walk up the steps. I could do it, but I was scared. And I was like going up frontwards, and I was going to sit down and go up the steps. And I only have 4 steps. I'm talking 4 little steps.
Oh, I know. I know. It's all about the first one.
And then with my second surgery, within an hour, maybe hour and a half, they had me up doing steps in the hospital. And so when we got home the next day, well, I just plowed right up those steps.
See that?
Didn't even think twice about it. And it was like, wow. But again, that's because I had the first one fixed. So when you have 2 that need to be replaced, you really don't have a leg to stand on. So they never want to do 2 at once, because then you just can't do anything. But I'm very grateful, very blessed. And again, I wouldn't do it without all my friends in my tribe. And my family, of course, too. But I live here, and my family's in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
So everybody took turns doing things. And it
Well,
was
this is so inspiring too, because if you're watching today and maybe you're thinking, or maybe you've been told that your knee has to be replaced totally, right? And maybe you're putting it off. What would you say to our, I almost said shoppers, our viewers that might be in the throes of getting a knee replacement?
Well, actually, I did that with one of my friends, Carol.
Did you?
She had her knee replaced in November. And I said to her, you're going to, she didn't want to do it. She was really scared, and she hates pain. So I was like, Carol, you need to do this. You need to be able to walk. So I said to her, it's going to hurt. The first 2 weeks are going to be the pits. But after the first 2 weeks, I said, then, things will start to calm down some. You have to do your physical therapy. You have to keep ice on your knee, and you have to keep it elevated. These are things you need to do. And there's no getting around the pain. And you have to take your pain medicine. And you have to take your pain medicine with food, because the first time I didn't do that. And, you just learn. And then it's like, she had her surgery and she did great. She goes, oh my goodness. Because she knew what to expect. That's the whole thing. People don't know what to expect. And, there's a support group on Facebook too for it. Mm-hmm. And I used to look at it all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's just really, really good to be able to help somebody else through it. And the second time, my second surgery, I actually had an ice machine. And it straps onto your knee, and cold water flows through it constantly. So you don't have to keep changing your ice bags. Mm-hmm. And it was wonderful.
See, so you were able to help your friend because you were friends. Yeah.
Now, her and I have been friends for over 50 years.
Oh, my. Wow.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Carol and I have been friends since middle school, so it's not 50 years yet.
We don't want to give stuff away here, do
And
we?
she's actually going for her second knee replacement this month. I mean, February, the beginning of February.
So you see how you inspired her?
Yeah, and I would, anybody that has questions, anybody that needs some inspiration, call me, write me, see me, ask me. I'll show you. And that was the whole thing, do your exercises. You need to do your exercises.
Yes, yes.
You don't just sit, because they want you strong before you have your surgery, and then they cut your nerves anyway. So then you have to get all that strengthened back up again, and it's not easy to do. So you have to do what they tell you to do, and you have to continue to do it, not just for a month or 2 months. If you want to walk and dance and be a part of society, you have to really
Commit.
do your homework and commit.
It is commitment. It's commitment, and I applaud you for keeping on with that commitment.
I wanted my life back.
Yeah. That's so fabulous. I love it.
It was just a few months ago, we were at Leo's and she got up and danced. We're like, yes!
That was the first time. Yeah.
Did you film? Who filmed? Nobody filmed.
We were dancing.
No, because you were busy. In the moment. In the moment.
And that's okay too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's so great. I love to hear these successful stories, because you know what, the last couple of years really has been a challenge for everyone. You know it, we know it. We're no different than you. Was there one day that we didn't talk? Well, there was a few days, but mostly always in conversation and just, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about, and really collaborating on what's going on in the world. Well, should we do this? Should we do that? That's what friends are for. And, just supporting one another. And here we are, back with Women Unscripted. Cher will be with us, hopefully, maybe next month. And Maura for you. We're not forgetting about you girls. And Chrysula will be back. She's back doing her tours.
So I did want to mention about the, when she fell, Chrysula, our friend Chrysula, offered to bring her Beamer over and let Barb have some sessions on the Beamer.
Some, like 300 to 400 sessions, okay?
Wow. But what Barb did is she called me and said, I want you to be here too. I want you to help, because I was having an issue with my right foot. And so between her and Chrysula, I have none of that issue anymore. And so I just want to say, this is what it takes. It takes a village. It takes a village, but not just of anybody, not just of people in the mall. It takes a village of people who love each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And are concerned about each other. And are we perfect? No. Do I talk over my friends? Sometimes. Do I call them as often as I should? Maybe I don't. Do I do this? It doesn't matter. When you love each other, that's what matters, is you love each other and you're there for each other. And yeah, I know that if I need something, I can call either one of these girls, and that is rare.
I agree with you with that, and I haven't forgotten about what Chrysula did for us, and that's why I wanted you to come over. And I'm volunteering Chrysula, and she jumping right in there. And I thought,
I don't know if Chrysula knew I was going to be there or not, honestly, truly.
And then she started coming. I couldn't get up her flight of stairs.
And Joanne actually benefited from some of those sessions.
We just figured we'd try it. I said, you know what? Come over. What did they call it? A drop foot?
Drop foot.
And so, hundreds of sessions later, and I was on that walker that Cher and Bill came right up the next night. If you remember, they happened to have a walker for me, and I'm going, oh my God. And y'all were saying, how come you're not blinging that out?
And I love the answer. Tell them the answer.
I said, I'm not taking ownership of this walker. Are you kidding me? And I think the Lord just put me in shock for about 2 or 3 weeks, because all I did was laugh at myself. Me on a walker. Really? Seriously? And it got me through it.
Do you know that Marcella used that same walker, I'm pretty sure?
Did she?
And this is what I love about our tribe. So just recently, a while back, we lost a friend named Judy. And her walker was still there, and now Tom is going to move to Ohio. Tom is her husband, but he gave Judy's walker to Trudy. So Trudy didn't have a way to go get it, so Mary Lou went and got it for her. So this is what I love about our tribe, is that we are there for each other.
Yes,
so now Trudy has Judy's walker, which was practically new, and the vibes that go with it.
Yeah.
And it's powerful. It's powerful
it is.
to have friends that will do that for you. It's
Right.
powerful.
It is.
To have friends like Rasula who offer for a long time, or many sessions, she brought it over to Barb's house, and then we went over to her house. She gave up her time for us to be there and
Yeah.
be on that beamer.
That's right. And I didn't, honestly, I really didn't know if I'd ever walk again. And I prayed and prayed. I said, Lord, I will give up my dancing, even on one foot, doing the peppermint twist, if you'll just let me walk again. Just let me walk again, right? Let me walk again. Well, of course, God over-promises and over-delivers all the time. And I'm back on the dance floor, maybe not, doing the peppermint twist on one leg, but
We'd have to like, even when before she fell, I was going, but she wasn't paying attention.
my knee buckled. It just buckled. And I know. And Marce was saying, go home, put some ice on it. You'll be fine in the morning. And I just knew better. I went home, and then we ended up at the ER, and everything. That was 3 years ago. So it's amazing what we can do when we put our mind to it. Speaking of walkers, we do talk about these walkers. I have a new one for Kelly that he would never use. And I'll tell you a quick story about this, just to show the tenacity of people. One of the times that he was at the hospital, and we come home, and I'm trying to help walk with him, and we're both trying to control this walker. No, this is a true story. We were right up almost to the steps of the house. That was one of his happiness times with a cardiac issue or whatever. And he's pulling one way, I'm pulling the other way. And I said, don't pull on this. You can't pull on this. If you go down, I can't pick you up. Do you understand that? Didn't he keep pulling on it? Guess what?
He went down.
He went down. I said, see, I'm going to leave you there. No, I did not leave him there.
But she did say it.
I did say it. And so I went next door and got Mark, and there again, Mark and Lori, our next door neighbors, are just wonderful, wonderful neighbors, but also wonderful friends. So Mark came over, picked him up, just like he was a feather, I mean, he's 170 pounds, and so I don't know if he's learned a lesson. He just stays away from that walker. That's it. But it's that camaraderie of really good friends, and in good times and maybe challenging times.
So there was a couple things I forgot that you're saying, Walker, and it's reminding me before you have your knee surgery, they ask you to be prepared, and that's one thing that I tell everybody. And they ask you to have a walker, a potty chair, the ice machine.
I didn't know about the ice machine.
Yeah, the ice machine.
That's cool.
It's hard to get now, I think. The insurances aren't really covering it anymore. I actually was very lucky to get it from my neighbor.
Oh.
He showed us how to work it and everything. But, and so I didn't know what to expect because I was going to have, the 2 knees done. And so we actually had a walker, and I got the tall walker because I thought I was going to be walking with the walker till I got the second knee done. I had no idea what to expect. So that one now is with a friend up in Brandon. She needed it, so that's with her. And my potty chair was out with someone else who had hip surgery, and it's back. And, the raised toilet seat is really good to have. I mean,
it's Mary Ann's medical supply.
Just let her rip, Mary Ann. Just let her rip.
Well, toilet seats out on loan too. So I mean, it's but it's like that's what we do.
Yeah.
You find out what somebody needs, and you just keep it going in the circle.
I don't remember that with my family, my mom and dad when they went through those tough times, but I don't know. I guess I was too busy, going to school and all of that. But I think it is different today.
They didn't have. I don't think they had walkers and potty chairs.
I don't think so.
I mean, they had them in the hospitals, but I don't know that they had them.
They just did the best they could with what they had to work with when they'd have.
Yeah, we never had a walker in the house, but I don't know if they were available or not.
Well, at least we're all walking and we're all dancing today, in spite of the little challenges that we had.
Right.
And it's amazing because at the time you think, what am I going to do? And we start to go into what if land, right?
Go ahead.
I was going to say the whole time, the one thing that I would not let be gone was my photography.
And you didn't.
And
she did. She pulled that truck, like I said.
I just drove and stopped and just took pictures, or I couldn't walk, so I didn't. But I didn't let it stop me.
Persistence overcomes resistance, and you are all that, girl. You really are. And I noticed that because I couldn't believe that it was like as if nothing ever happened, because you stayed with your passion, and that is your passion.
Yes.
And I love that about you.
Thank
It's
you.
so good to see. When was the last time we were at Leo's?
My birthday.
April.
Was it your birthday?
Yeah, but I mean, last time I think I saw you was in April.
Yeah? At Leo's?
Because you had COVID.
That's
after
it.
that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was my birthday, girl. Happy birthday to me.
3 days after that, my daughter made me go get a COVID test because I had congestion, and I said, it's sinuses, it's allergies, and it was allergies too, but it was also COVID, but no one else got it.
Nope. We tested negative.
Yeah.
Yep. It was fine. It was good.
I just, because we've talked so much about people that are hurting, and we have all in our times been
But
hurting.
we're also talking about surviving and committing and don't ever, if there's anything you leave today, it's don't ever give up.
Right.
Well,
Don't
that's what I
ever
was going
give
to
up.
say. I think that what I found is, and I've seen this too with some of my friends, is when they are hurting so bad or they're so sick, whatever, whether it's actual pain or just not able to do, is they forget all the tools in their tool chest.
I have.
And I've done it myself.
Yep.
I'm sure we all have, whatever is in your tool chest. I'm not trying to tell you what to have in your tool chest. But I am saying to you that there are wonderful things that you can do to take care of yourself during these times. But I am also saying to you, I don't know if you're Reiki. Are you Reiki certified? So sometimes when we're sick, we don't even, this has been a week for me. I wasn't sick, but I was in pain. But I've been Reikiing my heart because I needed it to be stronger, because I needed to get through this pain. And so what I'm saying is just remember, and if you don't remember yourself, then call your friend up and say, what is it I need to do because I have a headache? Or what is it I need to do because I feel like my heart is breaking? And allow them to remind you of your greatness.
That's right.
And your song. Because when we started this group, we talked about reminding each other of our song. And there's a whole poem about it, which Barb has shared on air. And it's so important. It's important, I'm sure, throughout life, but as you age and you lose friends and you lose people and family in your life, it's about reminding your tribe of their song.
That's right.
And I just want to say, reach out. And if you don't have a friend that can help you, then that's what we're here for.
Exactly. And you'll see a lot of different gals come in. I know Kelly Snow's going to be coming on, and she's going to join us at some point, but we're usually we come on here the last Monday of every month as a rule, and it's usually 4 or 5 of us, and we really have a lot of fun here, outside of here, and you saw where we showed some of the videos, and it looks like we're down to 3 minutes and a few seconds. Rob, I think we probably ought to go ahead and show some of those photos of Marce, just to let everybody know, in case you're tuning in, we're doing an honor to Marce, and there's the 3 of us, Mouseketeers, and there's Marce. She's just so beautiful. She just shines with light and love, and there's the Rockettes. Not. Oh, and I love that hat that Tina had done.
Marcella.
I know. And there's a group.
See all the smiles. Look at how happy we are.
I know. This genuine happiness. There's Marcy and Charlie, her husband.
Jordan and Tina, her daughter and grandson.
There's a tribe again.
We have a lot of the tribe. Just
I know.
Different close-up and
I
further
know.
apart, whatever.
Different angles. And those were all those at
They're all
Leo's.
Leo's, yes.
Oh, I love this picture. I had to have that one.
Purple.
The purple rose. Keep calm and love purple. So that was
We're doing. It looks like we're doing the locomotion or something there.
yeah, could be.
And you were the leader.
I was?
Well, it looked like you were the leader.
We do have a lot of fun. It's time to go out and do our thing
Get our
again.
groove on.
Oh, for sure.
I know. Get our groove on. I know. Well, you've already been doing. When did you start getting back on the dance floor?
A couple months ago.
Yeah.
Couple months ago.
And when was the surgery?
The last one was in May.
Wow.
So let's see. So the last one was in May. So I'm going to say maybe September. Slow dancing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then it was when we were there the one time and I was doing the fast dance. I did 3 dances without sitting down.
You didn't.
I did 3
She did.
dances.
Oh, you rock star! I love it. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's just such a good feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to feel good.
I know.
And, you know,
Especially out, and you're so much more appreciative when you haven't felt well. And for you,
That's
it was for a
right.
long time. And in pain. It wasn't just that you didn't feel well, there was pain involved.
and there's no more cane either. I was on the cane for a couple of years. And it
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness! Isn't this? It's a whole. You know
this
what?
is a whole new life for me. It's
Yes.
a whole new ballgame.
And you've learned a lot from it, just like I did. And we are running out of time. I can't thank you girls enough, and I thank all of you for tuning in to Women Unscripted. We'll see you next month. Same time from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. We're here at Gulfview Square Mall. We have a beautiful studio here, and we're very blessed. We've done over 200 episodes.
Wow.
We're going to continue on with these shows. We'll have different guests, and then, of course, tune in on other Mondays in the month from 2 to 3. My husband and I are doing the show, and we're going to have some special guests for you on that. And you never know when we're going to see you. 2 girls in purple. I love you, too. I
Thank
just
you.
want you to know
I love
that.
you, too.
Thank you for being my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you as well.
God's got you.